personal satisfaction of finally getting this team to the postseason this year?
You know what? It's last couple of years have been tough, and we've been in spots where we've been close, but we've always been chasing from behind. And I think the difference this year is we were give ourselves a little bit of cushion, and with that being said, still had to pretty much win out to get in, but we did it. And we did it with a lot of pressure from behind us. I mean, Hershey doesn't get in with 88 points. Last year they got in with 81. So it was we did it under probably the toughest circumstances we've had here in my 4 years. So there's a lot of satisfaction. It was a lot of positives this year. We were concerned at the beginning of the year about youth, and we put that to rest real quick, and we relied on some young guys to do some big things for us, and they did, and they were a group that got along, and it translated onto the ice. We've talked extensively about our leadership group, but who did a great job and made our job as coaches easier, and it was most of the message I've got from a lot of guys today is it was a lot of fun coming to the rink, and this is a job, but it is still a game, and we're trying to develop, and we want to win, but it makes it a lot easier when you're dealing with a good group of young kids like this was.
Yeah, you did have a lot of youth on this team, and that might have been a concern. You said you put that to rest, but watching these young guys grow and develop over this year and mature, was that fun for you too, to kind of watch and see? Because ultimately that's really what you guys are trying to do here.
Yeah, I think that's one of certainly a point of satisfaction and pride, and you see that pretty much every year, but maybe this group with as young as we were, and some of the roles that some of these guys emerged in playing, and talking. I just had a conversation with Seth Helgeson about not really having any expectations from day one, and now he's sitting in here, pretty much played every game, even though we sat him. He was a healthy scratch the last one, and really was a guy that was a major part of our success. And you need everybody, there's no question, but when you have situations like that, and he's not the only one, it's certainly gratifying, and that's our job. And he made big strides this year, and now it's important that he builds on it next year, and he's not the only one, but it's that's our job here, and it's a lot of fun when you got guys that are bought in and have positive attitudes, and that certainly was the case this year.
What was your message to the guys, at the end of the year, sending them off to the off season, knowing that they do, this is a big time for a lot of them to really work on their game individually, and it's not like they come to a rink and have to do it. So what was your sort of message to them to hopefully keep them on the straight and narrow?
Well, I think these guys now all have a pretty good idea what they need to work on, and they train hard in the summer, and a lot of things is get quicker, get stronger. But they're all pretty level-headed guys, and there's no guys that take the summer off anymore, that's for sure. But, I think my message as a group was, up in St. John's, obviously pretty disappointed at the time. But, when you get some time to reflect on, one, what it took to get in the playoffs, and then the experience of playoff hockey. But at the end of the day, it was there was a lot of positives, and there's a lot to be proud of, even though at that current time it kind of stung pretty good.
You could probably look at any of these guys and tell us how they've developed over the season. Anyone stand out to you? Anyone's development you take special pride in?
Oh, I don't think, again, it's not just about me, obviously, but, it's tough to put my finger. Again, you can go from a Helgeson situation, like I said, Kelly Zajac, or even Mike Sistel playing 14 games in the NHL, third-year pro, Keith Kincaid. I mean, he's taken another step, and that's what they're supposed to do. It's one thing to have a good year, but how do you improve on that the next year? And Keith has managed to do it physically, mentally, emotionally every year, find a way to improve. So it's tough to put your finger on one guy, but I really think the play of Reece Scarlett, Roman Harvarenka, I mean, it's endless. I think everybody, and the reason we had success is everybody pulled their weight, and you go through stretches in the season where things may not go their way, but what I've talked to a lot of guys individually, and we did as a group, is unlike in the past when we've stumbled a little bit, we've responded. Every time I've asked them, and that's what I kind of said before Game 4, I've asked you all year to respond to certain situations, whether it be in-game or game to game, and we've done it. And I think that's the reason why we were able to get the 93 points and have the year we had.
You got another good season out of Joe Whitney in performing with all the attention that opposing teams were putting on him. How important was it, though, to get another line going with that Zajac line, and just talk about the way those three